we can't stream because it's the weather. I don't know. Kind of socked in today. I'm thinking maybe I need to put a glass, like a piece of glass over the Starlink and then Rain-X that. That might be the ticket right there. Probably died out again already. These swivels I was looking for that would help me hopefully. Here we go, we got all the hooks in. We're going a wee bit fast, yeah. It's okay. Go fast today. What's up, Tim? Good to see you. Look. I don't know if we're buffering, about to buffer, been buffering. There's 13 people in, so it must be at least running. Man, this thing's a struggle this morning, or afternoon. Terry, thank you so much. All right, good, yeah. I think it must be the rain on the Starlink dish. There's a lot of misty rain today. It does better when it's blowing a storm. Blows all the blows the rain off the Starlink. With no rain happening, then the rain just sits on there. I think I need to put a piece of glass over it. Hopefully that won't mess it up. The rain really seems to mess it up. I don't know why it would. You wouldn't think that it would, but it does. Well, here we are. Rolling in the old Johnstone. Well, you finally got what you want, Tim. They're releasing the Epstein files. I don't know what took them so long. I don't know what that one guy was thinking either that voted against it. What? Why are you going to be that guy? Hey, Dave, what's up? We're in the Johnstone Passage. We limited our time. No, it wasn't Ron Paul. It was some other guy. Definitely was not Ron Paul. Some guy said it was a procedural problem or whatever. It's going to be a procedural problem for him when they vote again on his re-election. Way too many lawyers. I just put some hooks down just now. I just started. I figured it's been so terrible bad, I could do better vacuuming the house this morning. That's what I did. Vacuumed the house, exploded a Pyrex dish on the stove, let the dogs out, put some salt on my deer skin. Yeah, no, I'm just right by the harbor here. I got 2 fish on the ice from yesterday. But it took an awful lot of effort to catch 2 fish yesterday. It was like, after I lost the stream, I came back and I went back around that island where all the sea lions were, taking my fish, and I got another one. It wasn't big enough. It was like 25 inches. Maybe that's what was biting. Small fish. One in here. Going a little fast. I only put down one stabilizer. So I'm trolling 3 knots today. See if we can make something happen. See if we can make something happen. The weather's maybe not as bad as they said it was going to be. Tomorrow, I feel like going fishing. It'll probably be terrible tomorrow. Kind of changing every day, the weather. All right, Dave. Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here till like 3:30. It's 1 o'clock now. I went and shot my rifle this morning. That was nice. Wells Fargo Business says they're going to give me $825. I think I'm interested in that. Who doesn't want $800? What kind of a fee do I gotta pay to get that bonus? It says, open a new Wells Fargo business check account, earn $825 cash bonus. What else? You're good at business, we're good at business banking. To receive $825 bonus, bonus code must be used. Oh, deposit $25,000. Yeah, okay. Now I see. They want 25 grand. That's what they want. Maybe later. We need 250 king salmon to open a Wells Fargo business account, which normally wouldn't be much of a problem, but this year it seems to be impossible. We'll see if the stream stays alive. Maybe some people will come in here and chat. If not, I might have to do something about this rain getting on my lens and killing all the signal. There definitely is a huge storm right now, blocking everything up. Big red wind offshore, probably big clouds. Oh, Eugene, hello. Yeah, it's afternoon here, but I'm pretty much just getting started. Figure what the heck. Give her a shot this afternoon. It's high tide, I guess. Trying in here where we haven't been catching anything. Seems crazy, but maybe some moved in. Maybe we left the stone unturned the last time we came through. We'll give it a shot. $11. Here we go, you guys. It's been really slow. You'd hope we could catch at least a little one. We got 3 votes for yes. Oh, Tex, what's up? We're just getting started here. It's a slow day. You guys have so much faith. Fishing's been a terrible. Hold on. Boat. We need 2 more boats. Oh, we gotta know. We have a wise boater. I got even 4 more boats. How do I make it not hide my face? Gotta put it over here. What the heck's going on? Oh! We got 7 votes, 6 votes. You can't decide. How did somebody unvote? How do you unvote yourself? I think 7 votes might be about all we can get. That's only half the people. What the heck? Vote now! I got 8 votes. I like the polls. They're fun. Here, I'll get rid of it for you. Get it out of the way. Oh, hard for me to close them though, because I got a zip tie like going across my thing. All right. About 7 out of 10 people think we might catch a fish. I don't know. There hasn't been no fish in here recently. If I get out of here, I seem to catch some. The harbor area has been dead for about 2 weeks. Maybe, yeah, 2 weeks. I've tried it several times. Maybe today's the day we'll get them. Like the last time we did get bites in here, we got a bunch of bites, but nothing big enough to keep. That was like a week and a half ago, a week ago. Oh, herring boat, JK! There was no bait choice. It's just all around, all encompassing, will I catch? I got it shallow. I did, I said shallow. I'm at 76 feet right now. I can go all the way into 56. My gear is shallow. I actually brought the stuff to repair my wire today, but I don't know, I don't really have time for that. I might do that like tomorrow or something, come down and work on my wires. It's gonna be real windy one of these days. It's supposed to be a big windstorm. I guess it stayed offshore. Marking some feed here, that's good. Marking a little bit of life on the sonar. Let's see, show you. See, last time I came through, I was fishing a little deeper, so I went right down the middle. This time I got my line just a touch shallower, so I can go right along the bank here. See if we can pull something out of here. Really, because it's so close to December, you know, I gotta go get Holly around 4 o'clock. That's gonna be about the time it gets dark. I'm not missing much, because I'm fishing right next to the harbor here. Yeah, we'll try getting right up against the beach and see if we can get a bite off the beach. I went to the range and shot I reloaded some bullets for my 6.5, and yeah, that thing shoots sweet. I got like 2 bullets touching each other, and then I always mess up, it won't do 3 in a row. It does 2 like perfect. If I let the gun cool down and wait for it, it'll shoot 3 like right on top of each other. But I just wanted to make sure my scope wasn't off. It wasn't. That thing's shooting like right inside a dime at 100 yards, like right on the bullseye. Now I got to figure out how to. I got my scope is like not locked. It's just kind of the top turret. It moves around. All I got to do is move it. It should be locked, but no way. I've been in here since then and not caught anything. Last time you were around and I was by the harbor. I've been in by the harbor like 5 or 6 times and I got nothing. At least that's what it feels like. At least 2 or 3 times. Yeah, they're in here all winter. In some years it's just a few at the beginning and then they dip out. This year is turning out to be really bad so far. It's like the worst winter kingfishing ever. But I know I've said that before, and it always comes around. They'll be here, probably in December they'll get here. They might not come in by the harbor though. There might be good fishing like out in the middle of the bay right now, but I'm not going out there today. See if we can get something going. I saw another one of the hand trollers moving his boat on a trailer around. Looked like he was getting ready to start fishing again. Alright, we're at the end of the drag here. We're going to turn around. Yeah, it's a bummer because, yeah, we were getting some in here. I was getting them in here this spring too. They were in here. I thought we were going to have something good for bad weather days. And then, I don't know, I caught them all or stopped coming in here or what. Probably a little bit of both. But it's good, get out, run the boat a little bit. Keep the battery charged. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Keep you guys entertained. Yeah, I did get 3 that one day. I got the 1 and then I got a double. We're getting ready. The next kind of, in like 15 minutes will be that spot where I got the double. We're just trolling around in the, man, I really need to get some rain X around here. Trolling around in the old harbor area. There's a bald eagle up there. Anytime now, fish. Anytime. Sometimes there's deer around here on the beach. Don't see anything right now. See that eagle? You guys see him? I am so sick of the rain. I'm trying to dry out this deer skin, and it's like that thing is never gonna dry out in this rain. It's on my deck. I need it to be dry so I can ship it. Hey, Rattle Trap, good to see you. Where you been? Oh my goodness, the Rattle Trap fishing. Here we are, strolling around in Alaska. Actually, I guess I'm trolling kind of fast with the stabilizer out. And Riziko, Jacob, Michikalakaka, hello. Who's YouTube gonna send in here next? What are we gonna get next? I ordered some more rod building supplies. I got a the spot with all the shorts. No, we haven't been getting a lot of shorts. Oh yeah, no, we this is in that area, the general area. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh. Ah, I got it done. My goodness. I thought it wasn't going to happen. Yeah, we're going over there where we got all the shorts that one day. But you know, I went through there 2 other times on different days. I didn't catch nothing. Even yesterday, we were on the north end of this inlet, and we didn't get nothing. But, you know, they can move in here any day. They move in, get a bunch of them come by. Whoa, double tap, Albert! Thank you so much! I'll be back to Southern California next year. Maybe in the spring if I get a big hit this winter. I want to go back. Look at the white sea bass, the bluefin tuna. So many bluefin down there now. Oh, Gary, hood the moon. Oh yeah, all right, Albert. Well, like and subscribe to the stream. Stay in touch. I'll be talking about it more and more as it comes up. I was thinking about getting an Airbnb. Man, I wish I could get some way to freeze the tuna, like not using the processor. It's $2 a pound to process the fish. It was $2 a pound and then $200 in fish boxes, and I gotta pay shipping. It's gonna be like $1,200 to get my fish shipped in here. It's crazy. For 300 pounds of fish, it cost me $1,200 to get it shipped up here. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of big fish, probably all the way up until I'm getting ready to go, and then they'll all be cleaned out for next year. Yeah, nice feed mark down there. Look at that. I'm not sure. I think that might actually be a rock. You know, there's a rock in here. If you don't set your gear shallow enough, you hit the rock. There you go. There it is. Actually, I think that's a rock. It looks like it's connected to the bottom, you know, and I know there's, a lot of times there's a fish around it, but a lot of times I'll hit it with my cannonball. If I'm set too deep, I'll hit that thing, but a lot of times there's a fish sitting around it. They like that rock. Wow, 300-pound bluefin. I'm not sure I want a 300-pound bluefin. I got my processing bill. I think I'll be giving away a lot of fish on my next trip. Like, I don't know. I suppose it depends on how good the fishing is leading up to it. But, yeah, I can totally see why people are giving those little yellowfin away. Gary says it's a rock. Well, there was no fish on the rock today. None. Gary, I don't think you were here when I told the story about doing dishes this morning. I took one of those Pyrex bacon pans and I washed it, and then I set it on the stove top, and I turned the stove burner on so it would dry off, and then I started working on the vacuum cleaner because I was going to do some vacuuming, and the next thing I know, that sucker exploded. It was like, boom! I heard this big boom, and every glass just raining all over my kitchen and living room, dining room. It just exploded in like a million pieces and threw glass all over the house. It took me like an hour to clean up all the glass. Terrible disaster. Yeah, they found Mikey. That's old news, man. Tapping the bottom here. Tapping those rocks. Pulling the Judah. What's up, me? We're chilling. We're limiting our exposure to the horrible fishing by only going at 1 o'clock in the afternoon now. I got kind of distracted this morning. It would have been a good morning to go over to that cove where we got the one and maybe try some more spots over there, but I got distracted. So we're here right by the harbor, beating the dead horse, whipping it to submission with all my trolling hooks. Hopefully we catch something good one of these days. I got some swivels I brought up from California. What are they? The Mick Mathon swivel. I'm hoping it fits through my insulators on my wire. I want to use it on my floats. This is, yeah, the dogs didn't get cut. I got cut cleaning it up though, sure enough. Stupid glass. It was everywhere. You wouldn't believe how much glass. Nice swivel, huh? They smell good. Put a little perfume on them at the end there. Wow, those weren't cheap. How many did I get? I got 5 for, that's a good deal. 5 for $9. That's a pretty good deal. What's up, Tom? Woo! Silver ones catch bigger kings. Well, they're for my float lines. They're for the swivel on the float. My lines are always twisted up. Fish aren't gonna see them. They're up in the air. Yeah, I've had a couple times where I would have liked to repair my wire, but I haven't had those swivels. I bought them and then I haven't had them on the boat. So I don't want to cut my wire and then splice it in without a swivel. Otherwise I have to cut it again and splice it again. Yeah, the new hoochies. I'm looking forward to those pink and green hoochies. I need a pink and green combo. That's a good color here. Man, it's just been so dead. Dead. Ready for a new month to start. Unfortunately, you know, I'd like to get a little... Thank you so much, Gary! Thank you! I'd like to say I caught a few fish in November. This will probably be my worst November ever. But I think like for a few Novembers now, I've been really crying the blues. It's like, oh! And then December gets here and it's like, more like it. Swivel cost. Thank you. Thank you for the swivel food. Oh! Yeah, sometimes they're in here, man. They don't seem to be in here right now. We'll keep trying. We got like, we got till like 3:30. Well, the big part of it is the storms. It's like non-stop, one storm after another. Like since October, I haven't been able to get out there. So probably catching all those big bluefin on those flying fish that the captain caught while we were there, beating up on all the flying fish. Yeah, it is. There's Patrick Donahue. Thank you so much. Good to see you guys. Oh, the bluefin are there. What the heck are they doing down there? Hopefully they don't get them all with the seiners. What's up, Dolly? The Phoenix Fireside. Woo! Oh, I saw that. I saw it, I saw a video of the foamers down there. You know that Freeman guy is going down there right now, I think on the Independence. One of those big boats. Nice. Well, they got to go somewhere. They've been hanging out around San Diego since April or whatever. I wonder where they normally go. Further offshore or what? Oh, the sea lion. Yeah, that stupid sea lion took 3 fish, I think. I went over to the other island, I caught another fish, and then I came back and I got some shakers and went home. Actually, I kept fishing all the way till the end, but it didn't do me any good. We need some better weather so we can go offshore. I'm marking what could be a fish down there. I'm dubious after trolling around for a day without catching nothing. Come on. Could be. Maybe. Probably not. We got 2 keepers yesterday. That's part of the reason why I'm trying today is like I already got some on the ice, so try and get them some more so they can ship a box out there. Not to mention I'd like a paycheck. Yeah, I got a feeling that middle of the bay there should be getting pretty good by now. We just can't get out there. The weather's so bad. South and offshore. I think that's where they go in the wintertime. I was watching some YouTubes on the wahoo fishing down there. Just in general. I don't know if they were new videos or what, but what was the name of the production? Some Fin and Feathers group goes out and they got a cameraman with them. They were catching the heck out of some wahoo. Tag team a 300-pounder, yeah. I was thinking about that rig. You ever see the rig that the old Asian guys have for their, it's like a harness that goes over like this, and then it's just it's like one clip that goes around the, they use it on a spinning rod when they're jigging with a spinning rod. They'll snap in with the shoulder harness, and then they just go right around the handle. It's like a sling that goes around the handle of the spinning reel, and then they use a fighting belt and they sling the handle. I'm thinking about getting one of those. If the fish get big, I'll pull it out. Carry a knife on me too in case I get pulled in. I don't see myself getting pulled in with that high railing and a 65 or 80 pound test. You should be able to hold your ground. With 150 pound test, you might be in trouble. Or 130, you get pulled in. Yeah, I caught some big fish stand up, man. It's a little bit unnerving to be tied to the gear with a big fish on the end. There's decent feed in here. There's like these columns of feed. Those little herring, they line up in columns like that in here. I know that's what it is. It's those little herrings. Zyro, where you been? Get a deer yet? Get one of those Florida deer? I hear they're like tiny down there. What's up, Giga? Giga. Thanks, man. We're in here. We're just trolling around the vast wasteland again. That's how it goes. Waiting for the season to change now. It's so bad. Hey, at least we don't have to get our hands dirty. Peter, Polly, Utah, woo! Come on, fish. that if I get a bite, I'll be plenty excited. We're looking. I feel like, well, you know, every minute that goes by is the closer we get to the next big bite. It's gonna happen. Stand by. Got all my hooks out. Got all 4 wires out. It's late afternoon. The sun's getting low. Everything should come together one of these days. Yeah. It's really not too much to ask just to like get one. Maybe one. Even like a small one. Come on. We haven't caught one in this particular section for like the whole season. Sometimes it's really good along here, but this year they haven't been in there in this spot. Be another 10 minutes before we get around the corner over to where we've been catching a few. But maybe today's the day. Seemed like out on the main bay, it's just kind of like just catch one every once in a while. I got one at 436 feet of water yesterday, trolling across the channel with 10 fathoms out. What's up, 205? Woo! I need to look. Hello, Romania. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Tap the screen, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get back to normal here. Eventually some fish will come in. I was so worried about like the Sitka people coming on the attack to get my fish. Well, I don't have to worry about that now. There's no fish. Hopefully all the people from Sitka that watch it just get sick of watching and go back to fishing in their giant boats down there. 205. Probably a lot nicer in North Carolina than it is here. Maybe not. It's about 40 degrees. Well, this morning it was 35 and raining, you know. That's about what it does here. Hey, Brain Tire Man, what's up? Gotta sneeze again. Got it coming on. Maybe not. Thought I was gonna sneeze. It didn't happen. I feel cheated. I troll for salmon all winter until we catch 45,000 fish, and I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So one year, you know, fishing got to be pretty bad. Like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I don't even remember. Time goes so fast. But we were catching so few fish. It was so bad, and like every boat that went out down in Sitka, and Petersburg, and Craig, and Yakutat caught like nothing. And the fishing game watches, and they're like, oh man, they're not catching anything. And we were all out here catching nothing. After they shut it, they're like, you know what? There's no fish. Stop fishing. So they did that, and it made a big difference. They shut us down in March. Because normally in March, all these fish come roaring in here. That's the thing. It's like, might not be catching anything now, but the closer we get to March, the more fish are going to show up. So one year they didn't show up in March, and they were like, stop. No, don't do that. There's no more fish. So then, like, they made a bunch of other closures in all the fisheries, and they kind of rebuilt the stock a little bit. And we had, like, quite the uptick in you know, productivity. The quota in the summer has been going down and down so they can protect the stock, but the winter fishing has been pretty good. And then it got so good that they opened it back up in like after March 15th. They started opening it back up, and so this might just be like a return back to like, we don't have any fish, shut it down again. You know, if it continues to be no fish, I suspect they'll shut it down in March again. They won't reopen it, and then that's okay, because that worked. Last time they did that, I need to make money all winter. I can't, like, you know, just wait until March to catch fish. I think whatever they need to do something that we have some fish around. I don't know. Maybe they're all just somewhere else, but it seems like really dead. The reports are bad from down southeast too that I've heard. The seals, yeah, we got a lot of those. I don't know. it's too early to say that it's a really bad season, but you know, like I said, like 6 or 7 years ago, we were going through a spell where it was like horrible numbers. You know, we've been closing the season for the last like 5 years. We caught the quota as 45,000 fish. What I'm talking about is years where we only caught like 8,000 fish for the whole fleet. Would only catch 8,000 fish. So, you know, it can be really bad. I actually did okay on those years, but the you know, the rest of the fleet was really slumming bad. So we'll see what happens. I read a little bit into the North Pacific Halibut Management Commission or whatever. They had a meeting today, and I looked at the they post on YouTube, and I went straight to the very end of the you know, I didn't even, it was 2 hours long. They posted on YouTube. I just went right to the last like 5 minutes to see what they had to say at the end. And they were talking about like, oh, we need to sponsor a study, you know, like, I guess this was the advisory committee or whatever, and I guess what they were advising is like, do some more studies, which is kind of frustrating when it's like, the halibut fishing is just as bad as the king salmon fishing, and then the regulators are going, yeah, let's study it some more. That's our recommendation. Yeah, they said that like last year was this huge herring boom. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe all the salmon are just like having a great time out on the big ocean eating up on the herring. But the herring didn't come in this year. I don't know where they are, but they're not in the bay yet. They'll come. They always come before the spring spawn. But the fall herring, like a lot of times we get a big, there was herring, but this wasn't that big of an area or that thick of a herring. Or maybe they were in while I was on vacation, I don't know. It sucks, Bert. It's terrible fishing! Yeah, well, the problem with the whales is that, like, there's only a small population of them that actually eat sea mammals. Most of them eat king salmon. So, I do not want any more killer whales here. As soon as the fish show up, those whales will be around too, the king salmon whales. I haven't seen them. There's no fish, there's no whales. They move around together. It's a moving, you know, it's like a moving target. The school moves around. Like every summer the fish are in a different spot. You know, like there's places where it's always pretty okay, but like every summer there's one spot they're like the slam dunk. There's a body of fish that moves around out there. And it's not here right now. It's definitely not in this back inlet where I am. Oh, thanks, Berts. Yeah. Let's see what happens. We're still trying. Hold on, my wife's texting me. I better text her back real quick. Be right back. Sorry about that. I gotta keep Holly happy, otherwise I'm in trouble. Bad trouble. If Holly's not happy, I'm not happy. I'll tell you what. Woo! Go. We're kind of getting into an area. We're getting around this island. We're getting around this island where there's maybe be some fish. We caught some fish over here. Not on this side of it, but on the south side, or the north side of it we have. In the past, I've caught some really big ones on the south side of the island here, but sometimes in the spring it's really good on the south side. But there's this little pocket on the north side of it, the northwest side of it. It's really reliable. Sometimes when I haven't caught a fish in here for the longest time, it's like there's no fish. That's where there'll be a fish right in there. We're almost there. Tide should start running out too. That'll be helpful. I don't like the incoming tide in here for the most part. It looks like tides are getting bigger too. That could be helpful as well. To move. You know, it hasn't been good, so when you get a big tide, it kind of shakes things up, moves the fish around. Helps them to get back into this back inlet where I am. There's the entrances to get into this body of water are real shallow. So if you catch the fish out of here while it's if you get the fish out and it's low tides, then there's no way for more to get in. Not till the water comes up. Otherwise they gotta swim through like 8 feet of water. Thank you so much, Gary! We're looking for the first keeper! Woo! Well, we got 75% confidence that we're gonna catch a fish. 25% of the people are thinking maybe not. Man, I went and shot my 6.5 Creedmoor. I loaded it up with 100 grain Hunter Hammer bullets, 125 grain Hunter Hammer bullets, and I shot a group. I took my bench rest, the front of it out, but I didn't have the rear sandbag. I just used a balled up shirt and it wasn't that comfortable. But I shot two that were like through the same hole, and then I'm like, oh man, I shot two at 50 yards, and the first shot I didn't see it because it punched the hole kind of funny. It was a touch to the right. So I shot another one, and I saw it on the second shot through the scope, you know. So then I went out to 100, and I shot two like in the same hole, and then I had like kind of a not so great trigger pull, but the bullet jumps like out by like an inch, which was not made me happy. And then I shot one more group with the 125s that I reloaded with kind of a hot load and group with it. And you know what? I think they're pretty hot because the bolt lift is kind of heavy on it. Not real heavy, but you can tell it's definitely popping the brass out inside the chamber when it fires. Primers are flat and the bolt lift's a little heavy. But you know what? I just use those for hunting. Yeah, cover the fuel, Gary, thanks. I hope YouTube pays me while Bitcoin's down. I'm just putting it all in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down to 90 grand today. I checked it. My investments are down by like a third. Isn't that awful? Crypto's down by a third. 1/3. Perfect time to invest money in it. I gotta pay the Elon, but you guys have been taking pretty good care of me. I guess I'll get like, for the month, like 150 bucks after the Elon after the Elon deduction. But I'm putting the money, including the Elon money, I'm putting it all into Bitcoin. I think we've been doing it this summer. So I'm basically putting half my money in this whole YouTube Bitcoin fund. We got 1,000, but well now it's probably 750 bucks because it's down, maybe even less, maybe 650. It's down. Well, that would be half. It's not half. Oh, I want to put more in. I felt like a dingbat last time going down when I first bought in. I bought in at the top, and then I kept buying in as it was going down, and it just kept going down and down until I felt like an idiot. But I didn't sell it. And years later, I'm like, I should have put so much more in there. Yeah. Man, I wish I had put it in the like a stable coin. If I had put it in USD, then I could have bought the Bitcoin now and bought it and got like, 25% more Bitcoin off of it. Whatever. I got an IRA started too. That's doing great. I guess that's probably got hit too from the stupid. I think it's just a delayed reaction to that government shutdown. I was watching the stock market and Bitcoin during the shutdown, and everything was doing great. It's like, I guess we're just gonna sail right on through this. Like nobody cares. The government shut down. Nobody's getting paid. It's all good. And then Yeah. After the fact, now everything's like tanking. They're talking about recession again and everything else. That was a major upset. Stopped the whole process of shipping my fish. I gotta plug my freezer in tonight. The fish is coming. It should be here tomorrow. Tonight's Bible study, tomorrow fish night. We can do a warm-up for the Bible study. Let's see here. Oh man, feeling discouraged this morning. What do we got here? Ezra. Wants to open up to Ezra. Let's not go there. We could do a, I was looking in the back. Oh, it wasn't this Bible. My other Bible's got a yearly like reading plan to get through the whole book. Get through the whole Bible. Hook said, John, what's up? Let's read in Luke. Let's read Luke 9:37. The heading is "A boy is healed." Now it happened on the next day when they had come down from the mountain that a great multitude met him. Suddenly a man from the multitude cried out, saying, "Teacher, I implore you, look on my son, for he is my only child, and behold, a spirit seizes him, and he suddenly cries out in the mouth, and it departs from him with great difficulty, bruising him. So I implored your disciples to cast it out, but they could not." Then Jesus answered and said, "O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you and bear with you? Bring your son here." And as he was still coming, the demon threw him down and convulsed him. Then Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit, healed the child, and gave him back to his father. All right, amen. That was Luke 9:37. There's a whole lot of that. Jesus really take care of people who are down and out. Oh man, I got problems with the fish, but at least I don't have demons making me foam at the mouth. At least not right now. Come on, fish! Oh. Little north wind coming up. That's good, that's different. Get practice for Bible study tonight. I think we're in Bible study. We're in maybe Colossians. We're gonna Colossians after Acts. How did we get to Colossians? Timothy. Are we reading backwards here? Yeah, we're going backwards. The guys kind of jump around in there. We were in Timothy, and now, last week we were in Colossians. Jumping around in the New Testament. I don't even remember. Revelation. Romans, Corinthians, Ephesians, Philippians, Timothy, Titus. It's before Timothy. How did we go back? Oh, the Cretans. Catching anything, the more I think we're not going to catch nothing. Not seeing much life in here. Whoa. Hit the wrong button on my sonar there. You know, when I came down through here the other day though, yesterday, at dark, there was a lot of life out in the deep. I don't see any pushing up onto the flat here though, where the fish tend to bite. Something's going on with my line over here. I think it must just be the wind. The wind might be shaking it a little bit. To bite. Nothing's biting for us though. Yeah, Gary, I ordered the high-end guides for my new rods. I ordered some all stainless, like no ring in it at all, just pure stainless eyes for my fiberglass rod that I bought. And I ordered some Alps. I don't even remember what the ring material was, but like some more expensive Alp eyes for my, I got a Phoenix, what you call it, a Phoenix Axis, that's what I got. I bought some nicer guides for that, and I bought a EVA foregrip for the rail. I was really thinking about getting this Baston Rain Shadow, like cold. It's this cold. It's a cold shrink. They put the shrink. It's like you know, like the shrink tubing for the rod handles. They put it inside of a tube, and you put it on the rod blank, and then like you pull out this hard plastic like tape. It's kind of, and then you pull it out, and it shrinks down behind the tape. And I guess that's the nicest stuff. It must be, because they want a fortune for it. They want like $36 for 16 inches of it. I don't think I want to give them that. So I didn't go for that. I already got some regular heat shrink stuff. I got this other order in. I got an order in of rod building materials. I didn't order any eyes, but I got like I got an Alps reel seat, and it's like kind of small. It's a little bit smaller than, it's like, I got this black diamond blank, so I got 3 blanks, and this one black diamond blank I got, it's pretty small, but this reel seat is really small. Like, it fits right on, it fits like, if you fit it all the way down to where it stops, it's probably okay, but it's like so small, I don't know that it'll properly lock down on my reel. I mean, I guess it will. I guess I can get a clamp for my reel too. I don't have a clamp anymore. And then I got some guide sets from San Diego that were like, they were cheap guides though. They're just like cheap Uchi eyes. They were like $2-3.50 a piece. I'd hate to hook like a really big fish and then have it go burning line off the reel and cut the eye with the braided line or something like that. We're going over the other side of the inlet. The bird diving in front of us. One bird. That reminds me, one time I was trolling in the spring in like May. I was out on the middle of the bay, and there was a bunch of boats up ahead, like 5 big power trollers were up there. And I think this is when I was trolling the lodge boat. I was trolling a landing craft with fishing rods. And back in the day when there was a lot more fish. And so I see the boats way up there, and I'm like, why are those boats way up there like that? So I started headed that way. And one herring jumped out of the water in front of me, like, it was like, hey! Jumped out, went back in. I was like, that's funny, a herring just jumped out of the water. And I got over by where that herring was, and one of my rods was like, took off. I caught a bunch of fish that day. I think I got 12 on my fishing rods. That's really good. A roller tip? No. They're all pretty small rods. The rods I got, I got this little rod. It's like it's called a black diamond from Phoenix. I mean, it's made in China. It's pretty affordable, but they're supposed to be like kind of high performance. And you know what? I paid full price for it. I think I might have paid like 150 bucks for it. I hate to say I might have paid more, but then I get it home, or even when I was in the hotel in San Diego, and I'm like looking at the rod blank, and the son of a gun is number 2. It's got like a problem. It's like a crooked branch, like 3/4 of the way down the rod blank. It has imperfection. It makes me wonder if the tackle shop bought it like number 2 and then put it on the shelf as full price, man. And I'm like, what the heck? I got this. I can't take it back. I'm in Alaska, you know. I think it'll be fine. But you know what? I think I'm gonna put my cheap eyelets on that rod because I don't have. It might just break anyway. The thing's all distorted. Oh, the holy mackerel! Sense of the happy poop. We got the mackerel horns running. There's mackerel. Holy mackerel! Yeah, it's okay. You know what? The rods aren't perfect. I don't think none of them are perfect. I didn't realize this, but you know what? Those tackle shops down there in San Diego, fishing is like a booming business down there right now. There's more tuna in San Diego right now than there's been in 100 years, they say. The tackle shops are busy. And I think that all the people that are building their own rods and having them wrapped, like they get blanks in, and all these guys are going down there and they're like looking at the rods and going, oh, this is a good blank. And then they're leaving all the ones with the problem. So I go in willy-nilly. I'm just looking for a line rating, you know, like to get something like what I was using. And yeah, I got a bad blank. I mean, I don't know. It's definitely a number 2 blank, but Edward, no, it's like for the little rod that's got a problem. It's like, I can't remember. It's it might be like 2040 or 1530, something like that, like line rating, pretty light. And the other 2, the fiberglass one's like 3050, and then the axis is like 4060. And I have a factory built axis rod that's like 6080 or 60-100, something like that. So then I'll have a little bit of everything. The rod I used to catch the fish this year was a 50 class rod, you know, like 50 pound test leader. So I got both the fiberglass rod and the axis blank, which the kid at the tackle shop, he goes, that's a nice blank. He must mean like, that one's not number 2. That's like the perfect size for what I was doing. And then I bought like a ridiculously expensive reel on my way out of town. I bought a $680 reel or something to put on one of these rods. And so you think like, oh, I'm getting the blank for 150 bucks, I'm gonna build a cheap rod. No. By the time it's all said and done with all the rod building junk and the custom eyes and reel seats and not knowing what I'm doing and getting more stuff than I need, it's like, yeah, there'll be an $800 fishing rods, you know. But I get a lot of enjoyment out of the tackle crafting, you know, like I get to pick, you know, which thread I wrap the eyes with and stuff. Yeah, the accurate Accurate 500 Valiant. Because these guys wanted to help me out while we were on the trip, but I didn't have the right tackle with me. I mean, how was I supposed to know? They lent me an outfit. Like, they had not one but two of the right outfits. They lent me one. They lent me a Makira 10, I think it was, which is another really nice reel on like some kind of custom wrap 50. It was like about a 6.5 or 7 foot, probably 7 foot, 50-pound rod, 50-pound outfit, you know. And the reel that was on that was a Makira. Sonar's looking good right here. Makira Makira 10, and it had 65-pound braid with like 100-foot fluorocarbon, 50-pound test fluorocarbon leader. And yeah, you want to cast it as far as you can away from the boat, but it's kind of a trade-off because, you know, the rod I have is pretty stiff, and like you're whiplashing the bait. You know, the bait, getting your bait to swim away seemed to be the #1 thing. You know, if you had a bait fish on there that was swimming like really rapidly and your line's flying out and it's going away from the boat, it was almost guaranteed you'd get a fish. But half the time or more, if anything would go wrong at the bait tank and like any delay in hooking the bait, or like if you had to grab it twice or you dropped it on anything happened to make that bait fish not swim, or the bait just wouldn't swim, you know, everything went right but you threw it out there and it wouldn't swim, then pretty much wouldn't catch anything. But what I was noticing is the guys who had a lot of experience, they would just hook it on there, they'd pick a good bait, they'd hook it on there, and they'd throw it out there, and they'd just wait. As long as it went away from the boat, they would just wait, and wait long enough. Eventually it would swim far enough away from the boat, it would get eaten. But I didn't have that much patience. I didn't want to get tangled up, you know, I didn't have any extra rods or nothing. Like, if you get tangled up halfway down your braid, you got major problems. All those guys that were on there had like a bunch of different outfits. They just go get another rod and throw it back out there. There was guys waiting for so long for their line to get untangled by the crew. Like, they get in these big tangles and then they just stand there and wait for the crew to untangle it or splice it back together. I mean, it was like, I wouldn't let my bait soak that long, because the longer you let it out there soaking, the more lines come together, and like the more chance you got to get a fish, but like the lines all start coming together. There's like 10 or 15 lines all going like this out the back corner. And if you don't, it's kind of like playing chicken, you know, if you let it out there and wait long enough, the fish picks it up and takes off to the side and you're free. But if you have to reel in, man, you're gonna get snagged up with everybody. And so I was kind of wimping out. Like, I would let mine go out, I'd throw it out to the side, but it would always go out where everybody else's was. And before it got all up in everybody's business, I'd wind it back in, go get another bait and throw it out there again. I didn't catch the most fish, but I didn't get any horrific tangles. Next time I'll be ready to get horrifically tangled. Yeah. So anyway, one thing I saw was the captain, he was trying to tell us to use these mackerel. There really wasn't enough big fish. Apparently the trip of big tuna on the mackerel, which is like a bigger bait, and it kind of goes crazy. The captain came out at the end of the trip on like the last day, and he grabbed a mackerel out of the tank, and he hooked it through the nose, and he just like brutally overhand casted that thing out there like 100 feet. He just went out there and was like, threw that thing out away from the boat and fished it like, he didn't fish it for that long. He fished it for maybe a half hour, or maybe probably 15 minutes. Made a couple casts until he realized that there wasn't a giant tuna out there ready to grab it. Then he gave up. But I learned from that. I was watching him, you know, and what I learned was that, like, when you know, throw the mackerel out there like you mean it. But those sardines are really delicate. That's kind of why I bought a fiberglass rod, so I could get the fiberglass rod and kind of like lob them out there. That accurate reel, the accurate 500, the guy, Caesar, told me that it had like some kind of a special cast control or whatever for casting the bait. or casting whatever lures, you know, wahoo bombs or irons or whatever. I put 65-pound braid on it. Head boat fishing, yeah. Well, this is quite the head boat for $4,000 a head, you know. Kind of on another level. An Asian guy who was like the Grand Master tuna fisherman on the boat, and he was like, I got tangled with him somehow. Like, he had a fish on, and my line was around his line, and he was up in the bow, and they had my hook, you know, it was, the thing was wrapped around his line, and I'm going just cut the hook off. They wouldn't do it. I'm like, why don't you just cut the hook? And the guy's like, oh, you must respect the other person's line. I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking like, it's my line. Just cut the freaking line. I want to get out of here, you know? I could tie a hook in like 10 seconds. But, yeah, there's a lot to it. I mean, you could just be oblivious to it all and go throw your line in and still catch fish. It's all good. Yeah, the Accurate's got some kind of casting brake on it. Yeah, well, what I learned from those guys, I refused to buy into it at first because, like, I tried nose hooking the bait. Or no, I mean, I did a lot of research. Pretty much everyone said belly hook the bait. So I was belly hooking the bait, and I was getting a few fish. But I started to see a pattern where, like, I was getting a few fish, like, every once in a while, and the guys who were shoulder hooking the bait, they really knew what they were doing. They were getting a fish on, like, every single time they would get a fish. Like I said, it was kind of like playing chicken. They just keep letting it out. Pretty soon they're all standing together in the same place, and all the lines are going together. But they would get one, like, every time. And what they were doing was shoulder hooking the bait, and there was a lot of wind and waves, like 20-knot winds and 7-foot seas. And the shoulder hook bait was out there acting like a kite bait or whatever. And then once they were done with it, they would reel it in real slow, and they would get the bite on the, because it's like dragging it in, like it's coming in like this, perfectly like a lure, you know, and the tuna would just crush it. So in the future, I could see myself doing a lot more of the shoulder hooking the bait. Although I do remember the one wahoo I got a wahoo bite. It was right, I belly hooked the bait. It was like a regular size sardine, kind of a small one, maybe like, I don't know, like 5 inches. And I belly hooked it and I flipped it out. I did all underhand casting for the most part, I think. I don't know. This one wasn't very far from the boat. And it swam like down and out, like towards the stern of the boat. And that wahoo hit it right behind the boat. It started running line, and I was like, oh. And then it stopped, and I was like, oh. And then it got it again, and I was like, oh. And I put it in gear, and it just cut me off just like that. Barely a little bit of pressure, and it cut the leader. And that was the belly hook bait. So they say they swim down more, the belly hook ones. Yeah, these are different baits, Edward. These are small baits and real light line and really light wire hooks in comparison to what you're doing. I also want to try and get one with the popper. Those guys seem to do real. I think I could have got it with the popper and the stick bait on that trip. If I'd known my processing bill was going to be $1,200, I might have fooled around a little bit more. On the popper or whatever. Glad I didn't keep any calico bass or nothing for them to cut up. Single hook. Oh yeah, on the popper. I was watching some YouTube thing and a guy was throwing they were on the yellowfin bite, and he was throwing the clear popper, you know, and I was catching tuna. Like, everyone was catching tuna. The tunas were like all over the deck, you know, flopping all over the place. And the deckhand's got this tuna, and he comes up to it to take the hook out of it. He didn't kill it first. He just like approached the fish with his pliers. was about like a 30 or 40 pounder. And he put the pliers on the popper with the two trebles, and he grabbed the hook, and the tuna went like, and it got him with the hook, and he was all cussing. And some other deckhand came in and spiked the tuna, and then they got the leader cut, and then they were like giving the guy the stink eye, and they're going up above. Yeah, they're like, now we gotta dig it out. After a while, I guess later on in the cut, they bring him back his popper with no treble hook. They're like, you're gonna need another treble, and then the guy's like, meanwhile he's pulling a brand new one out of a pack. I don't believe on that Shogun boat that them guys are gonna tell you anything. You pay $4,000 to go out fishing, they're not gonna tell you gotta use single hooks. Maybe if the bite was real good, they might say something, but not the way fishing was going when I was out there. I asked the one deckhand, because the guys were like doing some dumb stuff to get tangled up, and I was like, you ever tell people to just go back to go sit down? And the deckhand's like, yeah, we really can't, not unless they're just totally drunk. If they're like super drunk, we tell them to go in. I guess that's the only time. But you can do whatever you want with your tackle, the way you cast, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you to stop fishing. At least on that boat, on the Shogun. I've only ever caught bass on a popper. I don't have much experience fishing the tuna with the light gear. I've caught them with trolling quite a bit, but never in light gear, except for that one time this fall. It was a good deal. And these fish are starting to have me convinced that there's nothing in this inlet here. Nothing doing. Gotta work on something else. You know, am I allowed to live stream reloading ammunition? Is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed. I've never seen it before. They think you're built the weapon or something, they shut you down. I think it's okay to pick up a bullet, but maybe you're not allowed to build one. Oh my goodness! Watch out for the ear. Oh, I can't pick my own ear. I got the ears. Look out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, those big fish. I don't think I'm not ready to invest in the spinning equipment. I don't think a spinning equipment would be much advantageous for like casting the popper or casting the iron or any of that stuff, but I don't really want to. I'm such a wimp, man. I'm like out of shape. When I hook a big tuna, I want it to go, I want to have the conventional reel so I can lay it on the rail for sure. Oh, the ears. What the heck, man? These fish are just out of here. Oh, the happy poop. Oh, no, the happy poop's on fire. You got it. I don't know about the accurate spinning reels. I'll tell you what, though. I watched a lot of tutorials with this guy Caesar online, talking about the fly line fishing and the jig techniques and the knots and stuff, and he's clearly got some authority on what he's talking about. And he sold me that reel. I asked him, I said, you know, the guys lent me the Macaira 10. It's like, why would I buy this reel instead of the Macaira 10? And he said that once you get up to like the $600 class reel, they're all really good. It doesn't matter. So that was a big selling point for me. I don't know about the spinning reels. I think that I think the #1 spinning reel is definitely the Stella for the high-end stuff. That's what I watch a lot of tuna videos. The jig and pop guys, they always have the Stella. Or they'll get that other one that's like one step below it, but it'll still do the job. I don't know. I haven't seen much on the Accurate spinning reels. Apparently, this Accurate reel has got like 2 drags. There's like, it's so smooth. Like if I have someone hold the line and pull it out, when you pull the drag on it, it's like, it feels like a $700 reel. You know, it's so smooth. I like the Van Stahl reel myself. I had the cheaper Van Stahl. I was totally happy with that for a spinning reel. What was that old? I heard the original cheap one was the only good one. It was like a VM 150 or something that I used. Wonder whatever happened to that reel. Every time I move, a bunch of stuff gets lost. I lost that in the move. Or maybe it broke on the halibut fishing after a while. I think that's what happened. Daiwa, no, Shimano makes the Stella. It's like 1,200 bucks. It's like so expensive, it's ridiculous. I think it has 50 pounds of drag if you turn the drag up on it. Of like the medium-sized tuna reel, whatever they get used for the tuna. Yeah, I don't have the money for it right now. I probably would get a spinning outfit. I think it would be ideal to throw poppers. You can just throw a lure so much further with the spinning reel, in my opinion. A lighter lure. Come on, fish. Maybe the back of this inlet will be the spot. There's no ducks. You know what? The mallard ducks never migrated in here. That might have something to do with why there's no fish. I mean, the migration might just not be on yet. It's been kind of, hasn't gotten like a hard freeze yet. We've had like some light freezes. I wonder if the kids caught anything to in their traps today. Or I shouldn't say in my traps. It's all my gear. I donated it to the cause. Yeah, well, I'd really like to get some more rod blanks, but they want $200 to ship a rod blank up here. I could like pay for the boat and just what I'm paying to ship rods around. Here comes another boat. I wonder who that is. Is that Mark again? Somebody. I don't know if they got a permit or what. Somebody else trolling in here too. That's good. We want some more trollers around. We need to get some fish into this cannery. I think it's Jerry. Humanity. I got an old Penn 20 International. I sent it down to the Actually, I had 3 of them. I sent one down. Don't ask me why, but like the one I took down there this year, I didn't send down. I sent a different one down. It's like a lighter colored gold, anodized. How do you say that? Anodized finish. I got one that's like a dark gold anodized, and then this one's lighter gold. But for whatever reason, I decided to send that one to have it serviced. It feels a little gummy, like maybe whatever kind of grease is in there got so old that it got sticky. But the captain and the crew really like my old Penn reels. The fishermen were like making fun of it, but the crew and the captain were like, "That's a nice reel." The crew was trying to buy the reel off me, like not selling it to you. Not for sale. Yes, Wilson's down there. Thanks for 45 likes, everyone. That's pretty good for just a quick afternoon soak here. Yeah, I don't think that reel's going anywhere. I've never heard of that. Real alibi? The real alibi. Come on, fish. Give us an added fish to add to the pot here. We got hardly any fish. What the heck? Yeah, I'm looking forward to wrapping my rods. I just gotta get everything together. I think I might do that one like number 2 rod. It's hard to decide. There's so many options when you look at the custom build. You're looking through the rod building catalog. It's like makes my head spin. I'm like, what do I even do? There's so many options. What's up, Villa? Is it too cold to fish in South Carolina now? Or Georgia, wherever you are? I forget. Oh, 6 kings. That's good. Wish I had 6 kings. We are trolling, but we're not catching nothing to do. We got time for one more pass, I guess. Doesn't seem to be making any difference. There's a boat over there where I normally would go. I think it's Jerry. Not sure though. Anything? What's up? Oh yeah. Well, I didn't got none today. I wish it was cold here. I think it needs to be cold. Okuma 130, was that the rod? We tried, when I was the captain on the halibut boat, you know, I told the owner of the operation, I'm like, man, we need to get new rods. This is so bad. The rods you got are so old and mismatched. Just order 6 of these Okuma rods. It'll only cost like $300 or something. So we got the Okuma rods, and like that year that we got them, I think we broke almost all of them. Like they all got broken the first year. They only cost like $60, but they trash. And then I had an Okuma reel. I had an Okuma cold water trolling reel. And one day, I had it out one day, and we were king salmon trolling, and the guys, the sea line got it, and the sea line was running out, and the guy had the reel, like, I got the big one! We're all like, you got the big one! And then the reel was like, 100 yards crashed around, and I'm like, man, sea line took the pressure, the fish, the line, broke the reel, everything. I'll never buy another Okuma cold water, I'll tell you that much. But that Okuma Maguire is really nice. Although I'll tell you what, when I was fighting the tuna with it, I was like struggling because I'm such a wimp. And I'd crank it on the reel, and I would like crank it down, and then I would kind of go back the wrong way, just messing up, you know, and it would let me go the wrong way, and then there was like something grinding in the handle or whatever. There was some play, and it was all jacked up. Hopefully my new accurate reel doesn't do that. It's got a 5-year warranty, even if it does. That's what the guys were. I told the guy that lent it to me, I'm like, you know, that reel was doing something messed up, and you know, I'd be happy to buy it from you if I messed it up. I kind of wanted it because I caught all those fish with it. He was like, no, it's under warranty, don't worry about it. That's probably why he had it as a spare anyway, because it got a lot of use, you know. Got beat up to where it was malfunctioning. Maybe these guys are catching them with the rods. This guy's got rods. Sometimes you can get them with rods when they're finicky. Actually, I think that's Mark Sappington, that one. He must be commercial trolling with that thing. He's probably using rods and then selling them with his power troll permit. Whatever. Squid, lures, rods, John, Beef, John, Beth, Beef. Oh no, I used to fish all kinds of freshwater, fly fishing. Then I did like surf casting, jetty, bridge fishing. And then I got into I took some charter trips with the North Carolina guys, and then I got into private boater on the East Coast for tuna and shark. I fished a little bit of bottom fish out there, saltwater. And then I came to Alaska as a fly fishing guide and worked as a deckhand on the halibut boat. And then I ran the halibut boat for like 7 years or something. And then I got into the commercial trolling. And even while I was commercial fishing, I did a little bit of steelhead fishing one year. I got like, kind of went over the deep end on the steelhead fishing here. One year it was really good. I went a lot. And kind of got out of my system. Well, the next year it wasn't very good at all, so I stopped doing it. I'd like to do some steelhead fishing. Maybe if there's no fish all winter, we could do like steelhead fishing on the live stream or something. That would probably be really popular. I'm totally thinking about renewing my captain's license so that I can run charters this spring. I mean, if I'm not going to make any money this winter, I'm going to be hurt up. I know that something will come by before the end of it, but like I'm getting behind here. If nothing shows up in December, I'll be way behind. Of course, the weather, it kind of goes in like a, you know, it evens itself out. We've been having bad weather since October, pretty much every day. It's going to do that for a certain amount of time, and then it'll start going the other way where we'll have a lot of good weather for a long time. And you know, December is usually a good time to fish, so if we get that good weather in December, I could probably make some good money, God willing. A steelhead pen. Can you fish in it? It'd probably be frowned upon, wouldn't it? Fishing in the pen. I don't have any real good ideas here, you guys. This is terrible fishing. Just gonna loop around. Holly wants me to go get gas for the truck. Go get some truck gas. Try again tomorrow. I'm not sure how the weather's gonna be tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna be real good. sell my fish too. You should go fishing with Shannon and get it out of your system. He's closer. Bring him some troll bait. I'm gonna fish until, let's see, 3:30. I got a little time. Another 20 minutes or so, I guess. Maybe we'll pull one out of our hat. The last minute catch. You think I get in trouble with YouTube if I just hauled off and just blasted one of these sea otters with my rifle? They're real popular. I don't think I'm gonna put that trapping video up on my channel. I just think it's too controversial. I don't want to lose my subscribers. There's a lot of hatred for the trapping out there. I just kind of know, like, my fan base likes fishing. They like scenery, they like flowers. They don't like dead bears, that's for sure. So if they don't like dead bears, therefore they probably don't like dead otters either. Or certainly not dead wolves. That would be like the worst. Seal composting. There you go, anything. I have some restraint. There is a filter on my channel. Only the trapping is for members only. I'm not sure I want the kids out there in the mainstream either. They're not even my kids. It's a big part of it. Seal composting. There's so many sea lions. It's crazy. Oh, fishing things! Thank you so much! We got 500 rubies. We got a big old chest of rubies and super chats today. Thank you so much. You guys have a lot of support for a fishing show where we don't catch any fish. One day we'll catch the fish. Villa, 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 villa. Maybe we should go over here by this other boat and just cause some drama, you know? Just like go over there and get real close to them. That would definitely cause drama. I'm pointed right at him now. That's a start. Here we go. See him out there? Can't see him. He's out there. That's Mark Savage. Area Mark. Oh yeah, that's kind of why I didn't go so late. I figured the way things have been going in here, might as well limit the damages to my fuel tank. Yeah, I don't know. There's probably a few in here. That's why I'm still trolling. So Sometimes you get one right before dark. I don't know for sure when Ollie's going to be done. We'll try something different next time. This is like, I don't know how many times we've been in here and not caught. I could have gone to the other side of the harbor. It's actually, I guess it doesn't matter. I just, over the years, I've had more luck in here on a consistent basis. And the last time I fished, I was on the other side of the harbor, so I came over here today. Next time we'll have to go somewhere else. Yeah, it says I got $15 in super chats. It's probably half the fuel for this trip. Considering YouTube takes 40%, you might get like $8. Probably half the fuel, maybe more than that. I don't know. I got a couple herring out there too. I keep putting them back in the salt, but after a while they wear out. We could just get one bite, I'd feel a lot better about it. I got 2 fish on the ice. I should probably go deliver my fish, what I should do. Let's go in here shallow and bounce the bottom a little bit. We'll go bounce the bottom with the cannonballs. I keep threatening to go steelhead fishing and whatnot. Today I was trying to put the soap on my Starlink thing. It popped off the mount. It's ready to go with me. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I need to come down here and just change my wire out. Maybe just do that on an off day. Come down to the harbor, change the wire out. I gotta clean up my boat a little bit. Get all the fluids ready, get everything all in. Maybe go top off my fuel before the next week. I think the weather was looking more reasonable. Go offshore. Go offshore next week. Hopefully. I keep seeing this guy trolling around. It makes me think he might be catching something. Got it right now. He doesn't have anything right now.